Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class, which is from Canto 2, Chapter 7, and this morning we're doing text 41. We're fortunate to have His Grace, dear Krishna Prabhu, ISKCON Harrisburg, Bhakti Yoga, to give a class. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu and all devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. That's all yours.
Please start with Jai Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Rama, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Jaya Nitai Gaur Chandra Nitai Gaur Chandra Gaura Hari. Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Radha Sharad Bihari Radha Sharad Bihari Radhe Radhe. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhans Parvekachar Ashtotat Shri Srimad His Divine Grace AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhans Parvekacharya Ashtotat Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. वृंदावन धाम की जय. मथुरा धाम की जय. नवदीप धाम की जय. श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. गंगा माई की जय. यमुना माई की जय. तुलसी देवी की जय. भक्ति देवी की जय. संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय. बृहत मृदंगा की जय. सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि बोल. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Ena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vishnupada Krishna Preshthaya Srimad Kirtadas Adhikari Nāmya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you everyone again this morning for joining Srimad Bhagavatam session. With the blessings of Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees, we'll try to understand today's purport and today's verse. We are reading from Canto 2, Chapter 7 and verse number 41. And the title of the chapter is Scheduled Incarnations with Specific Functions. We'll recite the verse. Nāntaṁ vidāmy aham munayo gra-jās māyā-balasya puruṣasya kuto varā gāyan guṇān daśa-śatānana ādi-devaḥ śeṣo dhunāpi samavasyati nāsya pāram. Nāntaṁ vidāmy aham munayo gra-jās māyā-balasya puruṣasya kuto varāye, gāyan guṇān daśa-śatānana ādi-devaḥ, śeṣo dhunāpi samavasyati nāsya pāram, nāntaṁ vidāmy aham munayo gra-jās māyā-balasya puruṣasya kuto varāye, gāyan guṇān daśa-śatānana ādi-devaḥ, śeṣo dhunāpi samavasyati nāsya pāram. Devotees can recite, please.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Vishnu Prabhu, please. I know you're on it. Can you start?
nāntaṁ vidāmy munayo gra-jās māyā-balasya puruṣasya kuto varā gāyan guṇān daśa-śatānana ādi-devaḥ śeṣo dhunāpi samavasyati nāsya pāram.
nāntaṁ vidāmy munayo gra-jās māyā-balasya puruṣasya kuto varā gāyan guṇān daśa-śatānana ādi-devaḥ śeṣo dhunāpi samavasyati nāsya pāram. Hare Krishna.
nāntaṁ vidāmy munayo gra-jās māyā-balasya puruṣasya kuto varā gāyan guṇān daśa-śatānana ādi-devaḥ śeṣo dhunāpi samavasyati nāsya pāram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
nāntaṁ vidāmy munayo gra-jās māyā-balasya puruṣasya kuto varā gāyan guṇān daśa-śatānana ādi-devaḥ śeṣo dhunāpi samavasyati nāsya pāram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, we can go to word meanings. Na, never. Antam, and. Vidāmy, do I know. Aham, myself. Ami, and all those. Muniha, great sages. Gra-jās, born prior to you. Te, you. Māyā-balasya, of the omnipotent. Puruṣasya, of the personality of Godhead. Kutaha, what to speak of others. Avraha, born after us. Ye, those. Gāyan, by singing. guṇān, the qualities. daśa-śatānana, one who has 1,000 faces. ādi-devaḥ, the first incarnation of the Lord. śeṣa, known as śeṣa. adhuna, until now. api, even. samavasyati, can achieve. na, not. asya, of him. pāram, limit. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Neither I nor all the sages born before you know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. So what can others who are born after us know about him? Even the first incarnation of the Lord, namely Śeṣa, has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge, although he is describing the qualities of the Lord with 1,000 faces. Purport: the omnipotent personality of Godhead has 3 primary potencies, namely the internal, external, and marginal potencies, with unlimited expansions of these 3 energies. As such, the expansions of his potencies can never be calculated by anyone, because even the personality of God himself, as the incarnation of Śeṣa, cannot estimate the potencies, although he has been describing them continuously with his 1,000 faces. I will read again. As such, the expansions of his potencies can never be calculated by anyone, because even the personality of God himself, as the incarnation of Śeṣa, cannot estimate the potencies, although he has been describing them continuously with his 1,000 faces. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, first of all, welcome everyone once again. And very, very inspiring to see all of you coming to the call to read Srimad Bhagavatam, discuss every morning. Very, very inspiring personally for me. And thank you, His Grace Vishnu Gada, for joining. For me, it's always very difficult to perform this service when senior devotees like you, Parikshit Prabhu and Anusya Mataji are there. I don't feel qualified, but it's also, I feel comfort that if I make any mistakes, I know I would be getting corrected and we all can be benefited by that. So thank you for joining and giving us your blessings, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So we'll try to understand this purport. Again, this is the conversation that is happening between Brahmaji and Narad Muni. And Brahmaji is explaining various incarnations of Krishna to Narad Muni and the glories of all those incarnations. So the essence of this verse, if we paid attention to the translation and purport, the essence is that one can never understand. We can never understand the glories of Supreme Lord in full. It was mentioned in the previous verse that it may be possible, although it is also impossible, but maybe it is possible that one can count the number of atoms or number of dust particles on this Earth planet, or even maybe in the whole universe. Maybe it is possible. But it is not possible to describe the glories and potencies of Supreme Bhagavan, Krishna. Why? Because he has unlimited potencies. Parasya Shaktir Vivideva Shuryate. So these potencies, unlimited potencies of Lord Shri Krishna, they are categorized mainly in three categories. In the purport it is mentioned external, internal, and marginal. So we will touch this at a very high level, that external potency is the potency of Lord that manifests the whole material creation, which is also unlimited in a sense. And the internal potency manifests the spiritual world, the Vaikuntha planets, which are unlimited, then various dhams like Ayodhya Dham, Saket Dham, which are same, Jagannath Puri Dham, Dwarka Dham, Mathura Dham, Golok Vrindavan Dham, the topmost spiritual planet. So that is all created and maintained by internal potency. And then the third category of Shri Krishna's energy is marginal. Marginal is the potency that manifests living entities, all of us, conditioned souls. Why they are called as marginal? Because inherently, all living entities, all of us are part and parcel of Shri Krishna. So we, in that sense, we are spiritual. We come under his internal potency. But due to our contact with this material world, we are kind of mixed. So we have a choice to either fall towards the spiritual energy of Krishna, which is internal, or external energy of Krishna, which is material. We can also understand in this way, like right now we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, which is non-different from Krishna. This is a devotional activity, spiritual activity. So right now, if we are in full attention to this session, then we can say we are under control of Krishna's internal energy. As soon as we forget Krishna and move away from Krishna or Krishna consciousness, we become controlled by his external energy. And both are extremely powerful. So Brahmaji is is telling Narad Muni, I can never understand the glories of Lord completely. He's so great. He's Ananta, unlimited. And think about it. Who is saying this? Brahmaji, the creator of this universe, who has 4 heads. For this particular universe, the Brahma has 4 heads, meaning 4 brains, right? And very powerful brains, pure brains. And who was directly born out of the navel of Lord Vishnu. He is declaring that he cannot understand Krishna and his glories, his potencies. And he is also instructing or teaching Narad Muni that even you and any great sages who have come before you or who have appeared before you, previous sages, they also cannot understand Krishna in full. Not only that, Brahmaji says even Ananta Śeṣa. Who is Ananta Śeṣa? He is the expansion of Sri Balram, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is glorifying Bhagavan, Lord, since time immemorial. How he is glorifying? He has unlimited, thousands of mouths. We can visualize how Lord Vishnu is lying on the bed of Ananta Shesh. And Ananta Shesh has thousands and thousands of mouths. With all those thousands and thousands of mouths, continuously from time immemorial, he is glorifying the names, the pastimes, the abodes of Krishna. And he's still glorifying. It's not that it's over. Syllabus is not yet over. He's still, so imagine that. How much can we glorify in comparison to that? We, with our limited senses, limited brains, limited understanding, so much to do in this world. We have so many activities to do in this world. How much can we? So kind of, we are accepting our limit here. So what to do? But before that, let's see who Ananta Shesh is. What are his glories? In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, in the chapter 5, glories of Ananta Shesh are also mentioned. In the 5.116, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions, Se Vishnu Haya Yanra Am Sansa Sera Ansha Se Prabhu Nityananda Sarva Avatamsha. That Lord Vishnu is but a part of a plenary portion of Lord Nityananda, right? You know how everything comes from Krishna, from expansion of Krishna, Vishnu appears. And this Vishnu is the source of incarnations. Of course, the original source is Krishna. Se Vishnu Śeṣa Rupe Dharnena Dharani Kana Che Mahi Shire Hena Nahi Jani. The same Lord Vishnu in the form of Lord Śeṣa holds the planets upon the heads, although he does not know where they are, for he cannot feel their existence upon his heads. So this Śeṣa, Ananta Śeṣa, is nothing but the expansion of Vishnu, and who is holding or resting, all the universes are on the top of his heads. The next verse, it is mentioned of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the universe which measures 500 million yojanas. 1 yojana is equal to 8 kilometers, or we can say about 4.5 miles. So this universe, the diameter of this universe is 500 million yojanas. We can multiply by 8 to convert into kilometers, that are resting on one of the hood like a mustard seed. So if I put a mustard seed on top of my head, I will not even feel anything, right? That's who Ananta Shesh is. The Śeṣa is the devotee incarnation of Godhead. He knows nothing but service to Lord Krishna all the time. Continuously he is glorifying Lord. Shri Goswami mentions that this Sri Anantadev, Ananta-Śeṣa, has thousands of faces and he is fully independent. He is always ready to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sankarshan is the first expansion of Vasudev, and because he appears by his own will, he is also called Virat, fully independent. So the point is that when Brahmaji is mentioning that even Ananta-Śeṣa is unable to glorify Krishna completely, and he is still glorifying starting from time immemorial, knowing more about Sri Ananta-Śeṣa can give us an idea how tiny we are, how little we are, right? We have no capacity. We can only make some humble effort. So no one in this material world can say when even the greatest of sages and demigods are still trying. So once, most of us know this pastime, once Brahmaji went to Vrindavan and he saw that Shri Krishna and other cowherd men, they are sitting on the bank of Yamuna and having their good time during lunch. They all have their tiffin boxes. So just like in the school days, I remember during lunchtime, all of us friends used to ask each other, oh, what did you bring? What do you have today for lunch? And sometimes we used to snatch each other's lunch boxes or, eat or share whatever our relationship with our friends was. In that manner, we used to eat together. Every day, mini picnic. So Brahmaji saw that this very joyous pastime is happening, and Krishna and his friends at the bank of Yamuna, they are having a good time eating their lunch. So what he sees is Madhu Mangal and other sakhas, they are taking some laddus from Krishna's tiffin box, eating it, and then telling Krishna back, oh, wow, Mother Yashoda has cooked such, tasty laddus today. You also taste. So Madhu Mangal, think about it. He ate it, and then he's giving the same laddu to Shri Krishna. We are not qualified to do that, but we can see the intimacy of Krishna and his eternal associates. And then Krishna eats it, and he also glorifies that laddu and gives it back to his other sakhas. So seeing all this, the knower of all the technicalities, the best person we can think who knows everything about universe is Brahmaji. Even he gets bewildered. What kind of God is he? He's eating, the eaten food of somebody else. So to test him, he gets bewildered. To test Krishna, he steals all the cowherd boys and the cows and calves that they were herding there. And after a moment, he comes back to see Krishna's reaction. So that one moment of Brahma is actually 1 year of this earthly time. So it's 1 year passed, which is just a moment for Brahma, and Brahmaji sees, oh, Krishna is still having good time with the same old friends and cows and calves. And then suddenly he sees that all cows and boys surrounding Krishna, they manifested themselves in 4-handed Vishnu form, Narayan form. And not only that, those all Vishnu forms, they got merged into Krishna. Of course, Krishna is the source of all Vishnus, all forms, right? Seeing that, Brahma realizes what offense he has done, what a mistake he has done. And he falls flat on the ground in front of Krishna with his foreheads, rolling all his foreheads on the banks of Yamuna. Tears starts flowing out of his 8 eyes. He has 4 heads, so 8 eyes. And he asks for forgiveness, saying, I have no power to understand your glories. The same knowledge is now Brahmaji is sharing with Narad, that we have no power to understand Krishna's potencies, his glories. So as we know, from the expansion of Mahavishnu, from the expansion of Shri Krishna, Mahavishnu appears. And from this Mahavishnu, from each pore of his body, of this Mahavishnu, unlimited universes manifest in the material world. In one of those universes, smallest of those universes, this four-headed Brahma is the creator. This is the universe we are in, smallest of universe. Krishna is the source of even the Mahavishnu. Brahmaji mentions and accepts, I am so insignificant. Then what to speak of ordinary living entities like us? Even Bhagavad Gita, the 10th chapter, Krishna says, neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences. For in every respect, I am the source of the demigods and sages. Same indication there, that even the greatest of the demigods or sages do not know my full opulences. So how can we, should we just give up? It's an impossible task. Just forget about it. No, that's not the idea. The idea is that we take a humble approach, because sometimes when we hear too much, read too much, we become Shastris or Pandits, and some subtle ego might come into our heart, that I know everything. I know Krishna. I know about what bhakti is. I know the science of devotional science. But what Brahmaji is indicating, that we can try to understand Krishna to some degree by practicing bhakti yoga. That is the bona fide process to make an attempt to understand Krishna. And by hearing from bona fide devotees in a bona fide parampara. Even Krishna cannot understand himself completely. Srila Prabhupada said that. He's so great, his qualities, opulences are ever expanding. And his pastimes are ever happening, right? So even Krishna's, he doesn't know his full pastimes. How to explain that, I don't know, but the idea is that he's ever expanding in all senses. He himself doesn't know why he's so attractive. There's a beautiful picture we must have seen in, I think 2 or 3 years back, our ISKCON calendar, where Krishna is sitting on the floor, beautiful floor, very shining floor, and his face is reflecting in the floor. It's like a very clean, full of diamonds and jewels, and he's very, very astonished. Oh, who is this person? So beautiful, so attractive. He himself doesn't know about his glories. So, therefore, to understand how come he is so attractive, one of the reasons Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, Lord Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking the ecstatic emotion of Radharani. Because he wanted to understand what is in it me that Radharani is so attractive, other gopis and other Vrajvasis are so attractive towards me. So we have no capacity of our own. So we must always pray. We might be reading every day, we might be chanting every day, but at the same time, we must pray to Krishna for help, to allow us to understand as best as we can. That's why there's a beautiful prayer that we sing in many temples and especially in ISKCON Mayapur every morning. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya karo more Tum bina ke dayalu Jagat sansari. The most important line I feel in this song by Srila Narottam Das Thakur is Patita Pavana Hetu Tav Avatara Mosama Patita Prabhu Na Paibe Yar. The appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to reclaim the conditioned souls like me. So, and fallen souls, patita pavan. So, more patit we are, or more fallen, not that we have to act or become more patit, but that should be our understanding that I'm so fallen, and by claiming ourselves as the most fallen, and because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to claim back the most fallen souls, we increases our chances of getting saved by him. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, I'm so fallen, therefore my claim is first. So that should be our prayer every day. And when we claim ourselves as most patit, the most fallen, we create that urgency. We create that urgency not just in our mind, but also we tell Krishna, or we request to Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that I'm in a very, very urgent situation. See, Krishna's mercy, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is flowing freely. Everyone is qualified because he is Patita Pavan. But just like when rain is happening, right? But if we fly above the clouds, we are very high headed, then not even a single drop of rain would touch us. No mercy, right? So that's the idea. We have to fly low or walk low, stand low to accept the mercy. And the most important thing is faith, our faith, Shraddha. So when we talk about, when we talk about getting engaged in devotional service, then depending on, please hear it out very, very attentively, and we can discuss after the session if needed. Depending on the degree of our desire, our faith, our surrender, our behavior, and our endeavor. 5 things: desire, faith, surrender, behavior, and endeavor. Depending on the degree of these 5 things, Krishna will start revealing to us, because these 5 things determine our attitude in bhakti. So most important thing out of these is the first thing, which I said, faith. Srila Rupa Goswami says, not I said, Srila Rupa Goswami says, Ādu Shraddha, right? The bhakti starts with Shraddha. So in the beginning of, obviously, our Shraddha, our faith is very komal, very soft. But Ādu Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sang, Bhajan Kriya, with all, when we accept all the steps, then when we have a good sadhu sangha, good bhajan, good devotional services, our Shraddha, our faith starts increasing. So we should make sure that our faith is increasing. Otherwise, if our faith is not strong, then we will get disturbed very easily. Somebody said something small, we get disturbed. Not that we don't have to address it. Somebody gives us the feedback, then we address it with the right attitude, instead of getting disturbed. But if our faith is not strong, we will easily get disturbed, easily get illusioned, and get diverted to different things. Someone does something because we don't understand why the person is doing that thing. We do not have that understanding, that maturity. Our faith is not strong in devotees. We will misjudge those devotees. So when devotees were sharing, when he came to ISKCON many years back, he was new. he got a chance to go to Jagannath Puri Dham. Today is the Rath Yatra in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham also, a very auspicious day. So he got a chance to go, just not to the Jagannath temple, but even to the inner chamber of the temple. Inner chamber, we can say, more closer towards the altar, right? He got inside with other devotees, and it was all dark there, because stone, the altar, that platform is black. Of course, Jagannath is black. And even in the inner chamber of that room, I was fortunate to visit a few years back. There's not too much light, not too bright. It's just few lamps, key lamps, which are providing enough light in that chamber. So they were doing the parikrama, circumambulating that altar of Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. And then he sees so Jagannath priest pandas, the priests there, we all know they're very strong, very tagda. So he just blocked his way. He was a little confused. And then he could see from his body language of that priest, that panda, that he is asking some money. He didn't say that, but he was indicating. And other devotees, other people, they start giving money, and they were moving on. And this devotee, he had this mindset at that time, oh, I will not give any money. This is holy dham. Why should these pandas or priests should bother me? He get into that mood. He himself shared that story. So in the meanwhile, when he was not giving and his way was still blocked, the panda saw some money in his pocket of the kurta. So he took it out without asking him. That was the last hit on his ego. The devotee shared that my ego was hurt at that time. And then, of course, because panda got the money, he came out, and then he was discussing, he was not very happy. So he was discussing this incident with other devotees. Fortunately, there was a very mature devotee. A senior devotee explained that these pandas are not ordinary people. Just like the vanars, the monkeys, the special monkeys appear with Lord Ram in the Ram Leela, just like these gra-jās appear with Lord Krsna in the Krsna Leela. And similarly, who are these special eternal associates of Lord Ram or Krishna? They were eternal associates from the spiritual world as well as many demigods. Similarly, these priests are direct eternal associate of Lord Jagannath. So why they are behaving like that? Because they are true servants of their Lord, their master Jagannath, and as a true servant knows his master's mood, his guru's mood, right? Internal mood, not just external. And they know the mood of Lord Jagannath is to give mercy to everyone. So through these priests, what Lord Jagannath is doing, he is removing our asakti, our attachment to this very strong thing called as money. The strongest attachment one has to the opposite sex and to money. So they are helping us remove our asakti, our attachment to this money. Even if they take money, what they will do? They will either use it in the service of Jagannath, or maybe they will use it in the service in maintaining their family. But their whole family is anyway attached in the service, engaged in the service of Lord Jagannath. The point is that if our faith is not strong, we might get bewildered by it. It doesn't mean that we have to just trust anyone and start giving to anyone. But the point is that when such scenarios happen, if our faith is not strong, then we will get bewildered. I hope the idea is clear. But luckily, this devotee, he said, I was under the shelter of this senior devotee, and he took care of my consciousness. So to increase our faith, we need association of mature devotees. Otherwise, even after many years of being in Krishna consciousness, we might not be able to understand Shri Krishna and Shri Guru and his devotees. So let's see, it's 8:45, we can discuss for a few more minutes. So even we see in Canto 1, when Bhishmadev was instructing Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he was lying on the bed of arrows, and Yudhishthira Maharaj comes with Pandavas and many rishis there. Bhishmadev says, no one knows Krishna's plans. Nobody knows. Even today, people get confused. But how come Pandavas, that if they were the pure devotees of Krishna, how come they went through so much troubles, so much atrocities? So this mind is very, very weak. We cannot demand Krishna. He's Swarat. This understanding of Krishna comes only by mercy of Krishna and his devotees. We cannot say, oh, I chanted my 15 rounds today. I read so many scriptures. I'm a big Pandit. I'm a big Shastri. I serve so much. So now Krishna gave me darshan. I'm qualified. No. Srila Prabhupada said, Krishna is not your father's servant. He knows our internal desires, our mood, our attitude. If our internal desires, attitude, mood is favorable to Krishna and his devotees, then he will definitely start revealing to us. How will he reveal himself to us? Through realizations, through devotees, through circumstances in our lives also. But by being consistent in our endeavor, in our services, we become, so we cannot demand by our endeavor, but by putting our endeavor, sincere endeavor, we become qualified to receive his mercy. Now, becoming qualified doesn't mean that we get the job, right? Our qualification is just a step to apply for the job. So it is very, very important that we are consistent in our devotional services, because that makes us qualified. So the most important point to understand is how to approach Shri Krishna. This all discussion is what we must understand is how to approach Shri Krishna. Because there is no democracy in the spiritual world. It is all autocracy in the good sense. Only Krishna is the master and enjoyer. So we should check ourselves, even in the devotional services, are we enjoying Krishna or giving enjoyment to Krishna? I will repeat. That should be our check. Are we enjoying Krishna or are we giving enjoyment to Krishna? But that's why we need guidance of Shri Guru. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj says that we offer obeisances to Lord every day. Do you know the meaning of obeisances? He says, if we knew the true meaning of obeisances, probably we'll think twice before offering our obeisances. Obeisances means, Maharaj says, I am yours now. Complete surrenderance. Do as you want me to do with me. Maharaj says, not only Lord, but we should also approach the devotees of Lord with the same attitude of surrender. That is the secret, he points out. That is the secret, and that attracts Lord's mercy. Our actions and our internal mood should be in sync. So we should surrender like Arjuna. What did Arjuna said? Nashto moha smritir labdha. Oh Krishna, now my illusion is gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt and prepared to act according to your instructions. So removing this cloud of doubts and confusions is very, very important. We should always try to clear our doubts and confusions from the right source. If something is not clear to us, some instruction is not clear to us, we should make sure we clarify it from the source of that instruction. from Guru. Now we can say Arjuna was very, very fortunate. Shri Krishna was in front of him. We might not be that fortunate, of course, right? But Vikulandas Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj says, we have so many representatives of Krishna in the form of spiritual masters who are giving the message of Krishna in the chain, pure chain as it is, right? So another point I wanted to make, just like we are unable to understand Krishna completely, similarly, it's very, very difficult to understand the mood of Guru also. Once happened to me, my Guru Maharaj, he instructed all the disciples to put our face in the WhatsApp profile. I was a little bewildered. Usual expectation from devotees is we all like to put nice Krishna pictures, the best we can put to show to the whole world how big devotee I am. And so devotional pictures. The point is that we usually like to, put devotional pictures, right, in our profile pictures. So, but then I understood later, I was bewildered, that because he wanted us to put our profile picture on the WhatsApp profile because he likes to communicate with each one of us directly, with each one of us, his disciples directly. Sometimes there are disciples with same names or similar names, right? So he wants to make sure if some disciple is sending him the message, if he has the similar name or same name, who is this one, right? Who is calling him or left him a message, and so that he can provide him the personalized instruction. Maybe a small, thing that I'm trying to narrate, but it was very profound and very practical experience for me. How our spiritual masters are so practical. So, also, I will make up another quick point in this sense when we are trying to understand that we cannot understand Krishna, that even this comes when Uddhav Maharaj, he meets, actually he meets Vidur Maharaj and he narrates his pastimes, the Lord's pastimes, when he was winding up and ready to leave this planet. So when Krishna was almost about to wind up his pastimes, Uddhav Maharaj goes to see him to take his darshan. And Uddhav Maharaj, we know, he was the counselor of Krishna in Dwarka and Mathura. Krishna used to take a lot of counseling. He was the best advisor. So very intimate associate of Krishna. So we are actually preparing for our 4th July Bhakti retreat. So Tungvidya is preparing a beautiful state. I'm loving it, even when I think about it, my hairs are standing. Such a beautiful pastime when Uddhav Maharaj comes to give Krishna's message to Gopi, Uddhav Sandesh. And Uddhav has that feeling that he has a lot of gāyan. He also, of course, he advises even Krishna. But Krishna knew the mood of his devotee. So even to give him more understanding of pure devotional science, Krishna sends him to Vrindavan as the messenger. And then when Uddhav Maharaj goes there, and then he realizes it's the whole pastime, how deep the love of Brajvasis is for Krishna. Initially, he tells them, "Oh, why are you lamenting? Oh, gopis, oh, gopas, oh, Nanda Baba, Yashoda Mai, why are you lamenting? Krishna is everywhere. We all know Krishna is in every atom. You just close your eyes, meditate on him, he will be here." And then gopis tell him, what are you talking about, Uddhav? When we are trying to get Krishna out of our minds, and here you are telling us to meditate on him. Why they are trying to take Krishna out of their minds? Because just they were feeling so much separation, so much love, that just thinking about him was burning their bodies. We should hear that pastime from Mahabhagavats. I will not be able to do justice, but so much love was there. So then Uddhava Maharaj learns what is true devotion. And then he himself desires to become, to take the dust of the lotus feet of such pure devotees. So this shows it is very, very important to take shelter and association of devotees who are experiencing this love of Krishna. Without their touch, without their blessings, without their association, without hearing from them, without accepting and implying their instructions, or putting those instructions into actions, it is very difficult to progress, or our progress might be very, very slow. So what is the degree of our surrender? So degree of our surrender is actually the barometer of our advancement. And surrender to Krishna doesn't mean just surrender to Krishna. Surrender to Krishna is very easy because Krishna in the form of deity is not really reciprocating with us, right? So it's a very easy thing for us. We can say I'm surrendered completely. But surrender to Krishna also means surrender to his bona fide representatives. That is Diksha, that is initiation. It is just not a formality, just not a cool name, Dhir Krishna Das. Now everyone will respect me. It's a big responsibility. So once we surrender, meaning we take initiation, we are just not the, we are just not somebody with a cool name, but we are the representative of the representative of the representative of Shri Krishna. That's a big responsibility. If you think about it, it's big. It's big. That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is reminding us, Jiva jago, Gora Chanda bole. He's waking up. He's waking up all of us, all conditioned souls. Wake up. How long will you sleep in the lap of Maya? Enechi oshadhi Maya nashi barolagi Hari nama maha mantra lo tumi magi. He's declaring, I'm here. Enechi oshadhi Maya nashi barolagi. I have brought the medicine that all of us need. This medicine will destroy all our illusions, all our ignorance, all our suffering. And what is this medicine? Hari Naam Mahamantra Lau Tumi Magi. Take this Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, he's praying to fall at the feet of the Lord and taking this Mahamantra. So this chanting, if we do sincerely, it will help us in removing all our illusions, all our doubts, all our confusions. Quick pastime, once somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, can Krishna create a stone that he himself cannot lift? Very tricky question, because Krishna can do everything, right? We know Krishna he can do everything at any time. So if the answer is Krishna cannot create a stone that he cannot lift, it means at least there is something Krishna cannot do. Or if he can create a stone that he cannot lift, meaning there is something he cannot do. So only a Mahabhagat like Srila Prabhupada can answer this question correctly. What did he reply? He said, yes, he can create a stone that he cannot lift, but then he will lift it also. So that is Krishna. So thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. We can take away some points. If anything I misspoke, please correct me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for a nice lecture this morning. Dear devotees, this is time to unmute yourself. If you want to ask a question, you want to share some realizations or some takeaways, you can do that now. I'm going to put my dear God uncle, Krishna Gadampu, on the spot and say, if you would like to start off, that would be very nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Parikshit Prabhu, and
Hare
dear
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. There's a couple of things that you mentioned. You were talking about the Brahma Vimohan Lila, where Lord Brahma kidnapped the calves and cowherd boys. And then after he prayed, his prayers were really very educational also. Atapi de deva padambu jadvayam prashadu leshanu grihita eva hi. He said that you can't understand Krishna even by speculating or using your one brain or four brains or how many brains you have for thousands of years. But you can't understand prashadu leshanu if you get just a drop of mercy from the two lotus feet of Krishna. So that's, you're making that point, which is very nice, but a beautiful prayer that Srila Prabhupada quoted quite often. And also, that verse was also quoted by Gopinath Acharya when he was debating with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya about the understanding of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Said because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said this can't be the Supreme Personality of Godhead because the Supreme Lord only appears in 3 ages. But then Gopinath Acharya quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam and Mahabharata, signifying the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, but Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya just dismissed it. He ignored those things. So that's. But I was wondering, you mentioned the story of the panda in Jagannath Puri. So he may have been an associate of the Lord, or would you, if you happen to see that panda, having his meal on, because many of the pandas in Jagannath Puri, they like to eat fish, as you probably know, or other things may go on. So is there an aspect of that you have to see them as a pure representative of Krishna, or could you have the same understanding of why a person's money is taken away without necessarily having to accept that they're pure representatives of Krishna? And would you recommend that we do the same thing? If we go around and if we see some Lakshmi, we can pull it from somebody's pocket. What do you think about that?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, no. So definitely we should be vigilant, and because when we do any charity or any donations, actually there is a book that Guru Maharaj wrote, Art of Donation, Art of Charity. So we should not be very casual about it. But at the same time, if something happened, I think what I'm trying to make the point was that if some incident happens to us when we go to these holy places or with devotees, then so that we don't lose our faith in devotees and Krishna, we can understand from that perspective also. But absolutely, we should be very, very vigilant when we, because ultimately it's energy of Krishna only. Money is also energy of Krishna. So we should be making sure that it goes in the service of Krishna.
So that attitude could still be there, even if the person isn't necessarily a pure representative of Lord Jagannath. Krishna is still the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And one were through the material energy or spiritual energy. It could be the pure spiritual energy. It could have been material energy, but Krishna took away the money, the rupees in your pocket. So, okay, that's Krishna's somehow his hand.
Yes. Yeah, he's playing with us. That's my understanding, Prabhu. You can definitely add.
Yeah, and it just reminded me of a certain practice within ISKCON that used to be prevalent. I don't think it's so prevalent as now, but it used to be called the change up. Probably Parikshit Prabhu remembers some of this, or no? You remember the change up, Parikshit Prabhu?
No, not really. I haven't heard of it.
Oh. So it was a common practice in book distribution, where a person would, they'd agree to give a donation, so they give a few dollars, and then they took it out of, say they're taking it out of their wallet, and then the devotee says, "Oh, I see you have a big bill. Can I give you change for the big bill instead of taking the second? Gives you change for the big bill. Said it's a 50, okay." So then the person gives her the big bill, and then the devotee says, "Okay, well here's $5. Is that okay? As change?" So taking $45. Wait, I thought you wanted change. And then they give, "Oh, here's another $1. Is that okay?" That was called the change up, and it resulted in many complaints against the Hare Krishna movement devotees doing book distribution. It was quite prevalent. So, Prabhupada commented that if you turn people, if you agitate people that much, then you're the rascal. You're the rascal. So anyway, just a
I
little.
never heard of it. Well, that's interesting.
Oh yeah, I used to. You'd ask the book distributors sometimes. They say, "Yeah, I've been trying to do everything. I do the change up, all this." When I went, I was book distributor for a while. I wasn't very good, but anyway, but devotees trained me in doing that, and I couldn't do it. It was just too. I didn't have the strength to do that. Oh, it's certainly that the Lakshmi it's everything belongs to Krishna, but anyway, there's some cautions with that.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. You were mentioning, this is a question from me or a request. You were mentioning 5 things that help us in our devotion. You mentioned surrender, you mentioned faith, you mentioned endeavor. That's 3. What are the other 2? Or you can go in the order which you did the first time. That's also okay.
Yeah, it was faith. That is the first thing. And then from faith, and then we have our, of course, attitude, right? That what is our attitude? Let me read out. I think I made a note of it.
Sure. Go back to your notes. Yeah.
It was definitely faith was the first one, and then I'm glad you made a note of it because I wanted to repeat it. It's so important. So,
take your time. Right?
Yep, it is. Depending on the degree of our desire, faith, surrender, behavior, and endeavor. So
desire,
number, faith, surrender, behavior, and endeavor.
Okay. So behavior and desire is what I missed. Okay. So desire, faith, surrender, behavior, and endeavor. Okay. Thank you. That's all I wanted to ask. Anyone else want to ask a question or share a takeaway? By the way, I like the songs, the bhajans that you sang, the Jeev Jago bhajans. Sometimes it's nice to hear and also remember, those wonderful songs that our acharyas put together. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, then I'd like to thank all of you for coming on this morning. Every time we hear, it helps us in our purification process and growing to be better devotees. So this is Friday. Have a nice, wonderful weekend. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhibhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you again. Thank you, dear Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Right.